Hi, John Dwyer here, and I've been asked by a whole stack of business owners over the past year or so, what's so important about building a tribe? What's so important about having all of these followers? Well, I feel like slapping them because it's pretty obvious, isn't it? St George Rugby League team can only survive if it has a tribe of followers. Canterbury Bulldogs can only survive if it has a tribe of followers. The Los Angeles and New York basketball teams can only survive if they've got followers. It's all about building a tribe, and it's no different, of course, in business. I just find it absolutely amazing and so frustrating to see that probably 90% of businesses just don't build a tribe. And I'll give you an example. When was the last time that you went to a restaurant or you went to a retail store and they asked you for your contact details? I'm guessing probably never. In fact, I'm not sure how many nights a week that we eat out, but let's say it's 2 or 3, and I've never been asked once from any restaurant or cafe for my details. And I'm sure when you go and get your coffee maybe on the way to work in the morning, I bet you nobody ever asks you for your details or gives you a small little, entry form to fill out whilst you're waiting for your cappuccino to be made so that you could fill that in to win a year's worth of coffee, and they collect your details. I bet you that's never happened. It gets even worse, the Rugby League here in Australia, grand final, and the AFL, the Australian Football League grand final, had 80-odd thousand and 100,000 people respectively at their grand finals last year. They don't know who came. Ticketek, the ticketing agency, do, but the football codes don't. Is that crazy or crazy? Okay, absolutely madness. Now let me tell you about the value of collecting a tribe. Okay, the value of having a tribe, of course, is that you have a very cost-effective way of talking to them, either by email or by text message or by snail mail. The fact is that if you build a tribe, then of course those people have decided that they're going to follow you. It doesn't matter whether you're a doctor, whether you're a retailer, whether you're a builder, whether you're a kitchen renovator, whether you're a landscaper, a lawn mowing operation, a pest control company. Doesn't matter what you are. If you've got a loyal following, then of course it's going to be a lot easier for you to make money because you know who to talk to. And it's going to be cheaper for you to talk to them because you've got their contact details. Now the first and best way of collecting a tribe online, of course, is to provide people a free report. And with that free report, guess what? They've got to give you their name and their contact details. Now, in the old days, it was just their first name and their email because people were, online, so-called online experts would say, look, don't ask them for any more than their first name or their email because they won't do that. They'll get scared. They'll run away. They won't give you those details. Well, I'm here to say that if you've only got their first name and their email, given that email open rates now are going through the floor, because of spam everywhere, I suggest that you really should ask them for their mobile, their cell number, because the fact is that 90% of text messages, SMSs, are open within 3 minutes. Yes, 3 minutes. 90% of text messages worldwide are open within 3 minutes. So why not get their cell number, get their mobile phone number, and you'll know then that when you send out a text message, 90% of them are going to be open within 3 minutes. Why would you just get their email address when you know that probably at tops you're going to get something like 15, maybe 20% open rate, but more than likely it might be even single figures. Now, if you have a tribe, that's different. Your open rate in your email should be 20+%, maybe 30+%. You might even be 40+% because these people are part of your tribe. But if you're collecting data in the first place on your web page, then of course they haven't become a member of your tribe just yet. They've just downloaded a free report. So it's every likelihood that you're going to have a relatively modest open rate with your email blasts. Whereas if you send out an SMS blast, you're going to likely get 90% opened within 3 minutes. Let me give you an example of some tribes. Disney have a worldwide fan club called the Disneyana Club. And I've been to a few of these conventions. They're not quite as, what would I say? What's the nice way of saying this without using the word weird? They're not quite as enthusiastic as Star Trekky people, okay? The Star Trekky people, yeah, they do frighten me sometimes, but I may as well bring that up. Trekkie conventions. If you've ever seen on television, or maybe you've even been to a Trekkie convention, you know that tribe is worth a fortune. Okay, the Star Trek franchise has been able to create this unbelievable fan base who call themselves Trekkies, and they have conventions all around the world each year. You're probably familiar with the Comic Cons. Okay, the Comic Cons, I think they call them right around the world now, or some of them call them, I don't know, superhero fests or something like that anyway. And they get dressed up as Superman and Wonder Woman and all the superheroes, and they meet once a year in a big, expo sort of environment as well. Quilting people. Now, as much and all as I think that anyone who's doing quilting should perhaps get out a little more. There are quilting conventions all around the world, and it's a niche hobby, let's face it. There's not that many people, I'm sure, that that are into quilting, but those who are into quilting are a very, very loyal tribe. And of course it goes on and on and on. I mean, there's lots of rock festivals, the big day outs here in Australia, and whatever the equivalent is in America and Europe. The big day outs here in Australia are big or rock festivals, I should say. And the kids that go to them, when I say kids, the Gen Ys that go to them, of course, are very, very happy to be part of that tribe. They go back and back and back each year to these big outdoor festivals. So look, I guess the moral of this story is that if you are not collecting data, then you aren't collecting a tribe. You're not building a tribe. And just as the football and the basketball and all of the sporting teams around the world survive on the fact that they've got a tribe, then you want to make sure that you follow their suit, that you collect data, and that is either in the online world via your website or via your squeeze pages or your landing pages or via some offer that you make. And in the offline world, it's as simple as collecting the data of people when they buy something from you. Okay, just making sure that you get their data. Now, keep in mind, let me ask you, what is the most important thing you're going to collect? Not necessarily their email. It's going to be their mobile phone number, their cell number, because 90% of the messages that you send to them via SMS will be opened within 3 minutes. Now, listen, before I go, I can't help but have a shameless plug. If you want to know more about this stuff, go to my website. It's at theinstituteofwow.com, theinstituteofwow.com. This happens to be one of many products on the site, so you can't do a video blog without a plug. So if you're interested in learning more about how to collect tribes and how to build tribes, then maybe you might like to get this book off my website at theinstituteofwow.com. Over and out.